Hey guys, welcome back to the 7th episode of the Glide tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at cost and also how to make those buttons here on the right hand side work. The way we're going to be doing this is quite simple. We're going to be opening up the menu scene and we're going to be defining pretty much every single cost by hand since we only have 10 of those. So that's not too bad. For today's episode, the whole thing, we are going to need a few fields, which I'm going to declare right here. The first one is going to be a text field for color by set text, and that is, if you didn't guess it already, that's going to be to change the text on the button itself when you're buying or when you're setting your color. So if you already own the color, it's going to say something like set this color, and if you don't have it, it's going to say buy this color instead. Or if you already have it and it's selected, it's going to say something like current color. So we need two of those, one for the color by set, one for the trail by set. And then, like I said, we're going to be defining all the costs. So private int array, color costs. So let's go ahead and say color cost is equal to a new int array, and we can just declare it on the go right here. So the first one is going to be free. Let's go ahead and just say 0. Second one can cost, I don't know, something like 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally 10. Okay, so we have 10 colors right here. Same thing for the trails. However, those are going to be a little bit more expensive because why not? So let's go for something a little bit more. So 20, 40, 40, 60, 60, something like that. I really don't know about progression in the game, but we'll find out when we actually do the balancing and also create more content for the game. After that, we're going to need two more int. One for the selected color index, and of course another one for the selected trail index. So every time we do something for color, we basically do it as well for the trail. The only place where it's going to differ is when we actually change the color or we actually set a new trail. Now, what else do we need in here? We are going to go down just a little bit below all of our function. We're actually going to collapse those so we can see our code a little bit better. And here is what our script looks like. Now we're going to go in between that and actually start creating some function for setting the color. So set color and index. This is different from select because select, what select does basically is it only highlights the button. It's going to do like only in the highlight is going to tell you how much it costs, but set color means that you actually brought it or you're actually equipping it. Same thing for set trail. So int index. And now we have our two new functions. Alright, so inside of those functions, when we actually set the color, what we want to be doing is change the color on the player model. And then once that is done, we change the by set button text, and that is something we can already do because we have all of these fields that we have here. We have all of these fields that we need. However, for changing the color of the player model, you need to have the player material, which we do not have right now. So let's go ahead and just change the text for now. Let's do color by set text, the one we just created. That text is equal to current because that's going to be the one we have selected right now. Now, as far as the set trail goes, we do the exact same thing. So let's copy. And here it's going to be change the trail on the player model and then change the by set button text. This one is going to be the trail by set text. And that is all we're going to be needing for those two functions. However, now on the onColor select and on the trail select, we are going to need to code some logic in there. Right now we only have a debug.log, which is obviously not going to work. So if we just go down right here, we do a set the selected color. Now the color that is going to be selected and the one that's going to be on our model is two different things. So that's why here we're going to say selected color index is now equal to the current index, the one we get in parameter. And we're going to have another int later on just to tell which one is applied on the model. Right now this is only for the one that is selected. So once we have selected one of the color, we're going to change the content of the by set button. So change the content of the by set button. And of course that's going to be, let's do depending on the state of the color. So is it on, or is it not on, or is it the one we currently have right now? So we're going to be checking right here. So if save manager instance is color on, that's the function we wrote last episode, with the current index, that means the color is on. If it is not, we enter the else statement and the color isn't on. Alright, so if the color is on, we're going to say color by set text dot text is going to equal something like select. As simple as that. Now if it is not on, we're going to say color by text dot text is equal to by, and then let's actually add the amount you have to pay. So plus color cost, which is the array we've created, with the current index in there, to string. That's going to return us, say we are on the third color right here. So that's the fourth number in the array. We're going to go up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to get the number 5. And that is all we need right here. So let's go ahead and just grab all of that and put it in the on trail select as well. So set the selected trail. That's going to be selected trail index is equal to current index, and then replace the color by set by trail by set, just like this. Oh, and also the array right here has to change as well. That is the trail cost. Okay, so I believe we have everything we need in the menu scene to make this work. Now the select function right here are done. What happens if we click on the button now? We need to actually code the logic that goes when we click on the button. So let's head over to the on color by set. That is the button. So when we click on the button, we're going to start by looking, is the selected color, so is the selected color on? And if it is, we actually only set the color. And if it's not, let's go ahead and try to buy it. So if save manager, that instance is color on using the selected color index in this case, then we're going to go ahead and just set the color. So we're going to do set color with the selected color index. However, if it is not actually on, what we're going to be doing is attempt to buy it. So attempt to buy the color. Now this can fail, of course, if the user does not have enough gold. And to check if the user has enough gold for this, what we're going to be doing is actually send it over to the save manager. So if I go over to the save manager really quickly, we are going to be creating two functions right here, one for by color and also one for by trail. So right here in the save manager, we have the unlock color and unlock trail. However, we're going to be creating other function that call those. So let's do attempt buying a color, and it's going to return a true or false statement. So we can use it in the other piece of code. So let's go ahead and do a public boolean by color with the index, of course, so int index, and also the cost. We're going to be sending the cost over because the menu scene is the one that knows how much the color is going to cost. So let's do if state dot gold is bigger or equal than the cost, then in this case we have enough money. So remove the amount from the current gold stack and also unlock the color. So state.gold is now minus equal to the cost. We then unlock the color using index, and then we save the progress. That is something really important that we haven't done yet, so we're going to call the save function. And of course, return true because that was a success. Now, if we do not have enough gold, we need to enter the else statement. In that case, we simply don't have enough money, so not enough money, let's return false. And that is all we need to do for the by color. Of course, do the same exact thing, so copy and paste this function for the by trail. And do we need to change anything in here? Instead of doing a unlock color, of course, we're going to be doing a unlock trail. And I think that is pretty much it. That's all we need in the save manager. Let's just close those and go back to our code. So we were in the menu scene right here, in the middle of writing down our attempt to buy function. So if save manager instance we try to buy the color. So we need to put in the index we're trying to buy. We're trying to buy the selected color index, and then the cost is color cost. Add the index, selected color index, of course. Now remember that we're putting this in the if statement because this function right here, the buy color function, returns us a boolean, which allows us to actually put it in a if statement. And if we enter the if statement, so if we have a return true, it is a success. And if not, then we do not have enough gold. Here we could play feedback, so play sound feedback. Right now we're going to be doing a debug.log only, and that's going to say not enough gold. Feel like I wrote that enough time now. As far as the success goes, if you actually manage to buy the color, let's go ahead and just do a set color right afterward. So the user, when he buys his color, actually have it set at the same time. And finally, you probably guessed it, but we're going to be copying all of that and just putting it in the onTrail by set as well. Of course, modifying the part where we need to modify. So is the selected color on? Is the selected trail on? Is the save manager instance is trail on using the selected trail index? Let's copy this one over. We're going to need to set it here. Set the trail. Set trail. We do a by trail, of course. With the selected trail index, the trail cost, so pretty much everything has to be changed with the selected trail index. If we just keep going down, we have a set color here. It has to be set trail with the selected trail index, of course. And we have pretty much everything we need, I believe, to test it out. So our whole mechanic right here should be working. Let's go ahead and open this up in the preloader scene. Or wait, actually, before I actually mess this up again, we have to go under the menu scene and set our color by set text. As you can tell, they're right here. We need to replace those by these text right here. So under our canvas, menu container, shop menu, we have the, where is it? The color by set over here. There's a text in here, and also the trail by set. There's also a text right here. We can then go back to our menu scene and drag and drop this guy here and this one right about there. Let's go back in our preloader scene, actually play this game. Hopefully everything works in a single go, and if it does, that would just be amazing. So we have the color by set text right now. Nothing is displayed properly, and that's because we never do a set color at the beginning. Something we'll do later on. Right now, it is only going to react if we press on the button. So let's press on the first one right here. The first one has a cost of 0. What if we click on it? It now says current, because that's the color we currently have. If we click on the second one, it says buy 5. This is also 5 of cost, also 5. This one is 10. Then we end up having 15 and 10 here in a weird order, but it's working. If you guys remember, we have the first color actually is the current color. So if we click here, it should actually say current, not select, but we're going to be fixing that later on. If we try to buy a color and we don't have enough gold, right now we have 0 gold. So let's go ahead and try to buy one. We have current as well. So for some reason it seemed to work. Maybe we still have the same amount of gold as before. Maybe we have like 123 gold. So to test this out, to test this theory out, we're going to be checking down here because it's a little bit more expensive. And we get a lot of bugs down here for some reason. Let's try to buy something that is a little bit more expensive. So maybe this thing here. We're able to buy it, and now at this point we don't have enough gold anymore. So it was just a matter of having the last number of our save, so 123 gold, it carried over to right now. So this is why we were able to actually buy everything. Now what if we actually go back in the menu scene, actually in the save manager. At the very beginning, I'll do a reset save, so every time we have a new save game. Let's actually go back in the game and try buying stuff now. Technically we should have 0 gold. As you can tell, we add no save file found because we did the reset. So at this point we should only be able to buy this one. We were able to buy it. What about any other? It says we do not have enough gold, so not enough gold. What about this side here? This one is already brought for some reason, so that actually that's a bug right here. Okay, for some reason I believe that they're actually working on the very same array, so mistake on my part. I've probably messed up somewhere in the save manager, so let me just try and open up the save manager. Oh, and here's my error. So in the menu scene on the untrail select, I actually left one of these right here. So instead of putting the isColor_own, actually instead of putting the isTrail_own, I've put the isColor_own because of the copy paste. So let's do isTrail_own instead, and we should now be back to 0 glitches. Let's try not to make any more errors like this. So right here, we can only buy the first one, and that's cool. Right here we can only buy the first one, and then as you can tell, we don't have enough gold for anything else. So that's actually where we're going to be wrapping up today's episode. In the next one, we're going to be working a little bit more on this buying system right here. We still have a bit of work to do with that, and once we're done with the buying system, we can move over to the level selection and then start actually doing gameplay. But for now guys, that is going to be pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. So if you learned something or you enjoyed the series in general, just make sure you leave a like on the video. Check out the Patreon page if you wish to just help me out making more of those. Any dollar pledge or donated goes a very long way here, because that's just what I try to do. I try to actually put less time into working full-time and just more time into doing this. This is fun. Working full-time isn't. So just click on that video right here. Yeah, that one. Yep, I'll see you guys then.